Have you ever looked at someone your age and thought, how are they so far ahead financially? Like same job, same salary, but somehow they're buying a house, investing confidently, and talking about retiring early while you're just trying to figure out if you're behind. That feeling? I felt it too. And it messes with your head, makes you think you missed some secret class on money in your 20s. Most people assume the only way to build serious wealth is by picking the right stocks, getting lucky, or being born into it. But what if that's just not true? Because here's the twist. Building a $2 million portfolio by 40 doesn't take luck, genius, or constant market watching.
Disclaimer: this video is for educational purposes only and not financial advice. Investing involves risk, including loss of principal. Past performance does not guarantee future results.
It takes one quiet strategy, using simple ETFs and pulling the right levers. And once I show you the actual numbers, I think you'll realize this goal might not be as out of reach as it feels. When most people hear $2 million, they picture a dream life, beach house, early retirement, total freedom. But here's something most never consider. $2 million 15 years from now isn't worth the same as $2 million today. If inflation averages just around 2 to 3% a year, which it has historically, your $2 million at age 40 will feel more like $1.4 to $1.6 million in today's dollars. Still sounds like a lot, right? And it is, but it's not some ultra-rich lifestyle. It's more like comfort, options, and control over your time, not yachts. So no, you don't need $10 million to feel secure, but you do need a plan that understands what that future number actually buys. Because if you're just saving and hoping, you might hit your target and still come up short. But what if building that future doesn't come from saving harder, but from pulling the right levers now? That's what we're about to unpack. Let me show you something most people miss: the quiet, invisible boosters that can speed up your wealth without you doing anything heroic. First up, the employer match. If your job offers a 401k match, that's free money. Seriously. If they match 4% of your pay and you don't contribute enough to get it, you're literally turning down part of your salary. And the crazy part? Millions of people do exactly that every year. Next, tax savings. When you invest through accounts like a 401k, IRA, or HSA, you're not just investing, you're keeping more of your money working, because taxes are a leak. The less you lose to taxes today, the more you compound over time. Third, automation. This one is about your behavior, not your math. If your investing happens automatically on payday, you won't forget, you won't wait for the right time, and you won't let your emotions talk you out of it when the market looks scary. Here's the real-world difference. Two people earn the same salary. One uses all three boosters: match, tax shelters, automation. The other doesn't. After 15 years, the first person could be 6 figures ahead without ever investing more money out of pocket. So ask yourself, are you drifting through this, or are you planning it? Because the gap between a drifter and a planner isn't discipline, it's using these quiet levers on purpose. When I first started investing, I thought I needed this complicated portfolio with 10 different funds, sector bets, and fancy names I barely understood. But over time, I learned something powerful. Complex doesn't mean better, it usually just means harder to stick with. So I simplified everything down to what I called the 3-bucket ETF portfolio. It's clean, it's balanced, and most importantly, it works. Bucket 1 is the US Total Market ETF. This is your growth engine. It holds thousands of companies, from giants like Apple to small startups. It grows with the US economy. Bucket 2 is international stocks. These add diversification. Different countries grow at different times, and owning global companies gives you a hedge against all your eggs in one basket. Bucket 3 is bonds. They're not exciting, but they're your safety net. When stocks drop, bonds often hold steadier, and they give you something to rebalance from, which helps you buy low, sell high without trying to time anything.
This setup is simple on purpose, because the simpler your portfolio, the more likely you are to stay invested during the hard moments. And staying invested is what actually builds wealth. But you're probably wondering, what about dividends? Isn't this channel called Dividend Hustle? Don't worry, we're getting to that next, because dividends do fit in, just not in the way most people think. Let's talk about dividends, because I get it, there's something satisfying about seeing cash show up in your account. But here's the thing, chasing high-yield stocks or ETFs might feel smart, but it can quietly hold your portfolio back. Why? Because yield isn't the full story. What really grows your wealth is total return, the mix of price growth and dividends. Here's what the data shows. If you reinvest dividends over time, even a moderate yield ETF can snowball your portfolio faster than chasing a high-yield one that doesn't grow much. One simple chart shows this. The same ETF, one investor reinvests the dividends, the other spends them. After 20 years, the reinvestor has way more, not because of the yield, but because of compounding. Now, should you ignore dividends? Not at all. You can add a small dividend tilt, maybe 10 to 20% of your portfolio, if that aligns with your long-term goals. But here's where psychology kicks in. High-yield investments feel good because they look like steady cash flow, but they often come with risk, sector concentration, slower growth, or even value traps. So here's a better question. Are you an accumulator, still building wealth, or an income seeker, needing regular cash flow today? Because if you're still in the building phase, reinvested dividends, not high yield, are your real superpower. Most people start investing with good intentions, but no real plan. They throw money wherever they can, a little into stocks, maybe some crypto, maybe a savings account, and hope it works out. But when it comes to building serious long-term wealth, the order you invest in matters more than most people think. Think of it like a ladder. Every step up builds on the last one, but only if you climb it in the right order. Step 1. Capture your employer match. If your company offers one, take it. It's 100% return on day one. This is non-negotiable. Step 2. Max out your IRA. Whether Roth or traditional depends on your income and tax strategy, but either way, you get tax advantages that boost your future returns. Step 3. Use your HSA if you're eligible. It's triple tax advantaged. That means no tax when you contribute, no tax while it grows, and no tax when you spend it on healthcare. That's rare. Step 4. Taxable brokerage account. This is your everything else bucket. No tax perks, but full flexibility. Great for long-term investing once the first 3 are filled. Most people do this completely backwards. They skip the match, forget the IRA, and dump money into random accounts, and then wonder why they're not making progress. Here's an action tip that multiplies everything above. Every time you get a raise, increase your investing by at least half the raise. You'll still have more money to enjoy, but your future self gets a raise too. Let me tell you a quick story. Investor A and Investor B both have the same portfolio, same ETFs, same strategy. But when the market drops 20%, which it will at some point, they react very differently. Investor A, they stay calm, they keep investing, they trust the process. Investor B, they panic, they sell, they wait until things feel safe again and miss the rebound. Guess who ends up with way more money after 10 years? Spoiler, it's not the one who jumped in and out. Because here's the truth, your behavior matters more than your ETF. So before you try to optimize your investments, build your emotional safety net. Start with an emergency fund, 3 to 6 months of expenses, so you never have to sell your investments in a crisis. Then, automate your investing. Every paycheck, no decisions, no drama. And finally, create a panic-proof rule. When the market crashes, I don't react, I invest more. Because the market isn't broken, it's just doing what it always does. Here's the identity shift. You're not a trader, you're not chasing the next hot stock. You're a builder. You're building something slow, steady, and unstoppable. If there's one thing I hope you take away from this, it's that you don't need to be a genius to build wealth. You don't need to time the market. You don't need to find the next big thing. You just need to start and keep going. A $2 million portfolio isn't built on luck. It's built on a simple ETF core, steady contributions, tax-smart decisions, and a whole lot of patience. You don't need to be perfect. You can start messy. You just need to stay consistent. Because the people who win with money, they're not the smartest in the room. They're the ones who stuck with the plan when it got boring or hard or scary. So now I want to hear from you. Drop a comment. How old are you and what's the number you're aiming for? Could be 500K, 1 million, 2 million. Make it real. And if this helped you feel more confident with your plan, the next video is going to make it even easier. It's called 3 ETF portfolios you can steal for growth, income, or sleep-at-night simplicity. I'll show you real setups you can model based on where you are in your journey. And I'll see you in the next one.